In 2019, a man took his entire savings, around 40 lakh rupees, and put it into vending machines. People laughed. His friends told him he'd lost his mind. What kind of business is this? Selling chips and cold drinks. Today, that man runs more than 200 machines. He wakes up in the morning and the money is already sitting in his account. No meetings, no client calls, no, "Sir, when will I get paid?" stress. This video is about businesses that look boring, sound boring, and precisely because of that, nobody wants to compete in them. And where there's no competition, there's margin. We're living in a generation that glamorizes hustle. Startups, apps, SaaS, personal brands, everything has to be flashy. Everything has to be scalable. Everything has to be disruptive. But this very obsession creates a blind spot. While every smart, ambitious person is chasing glamorous things, boring businesses are left empty, and empty space is always profitable. This video will show you 8 such businesses that have no genius idea, no viral marketing, no charismatic founder, just one thing: predictable cash flow, low emotional labor, and a compounding effect similar to real estate or asset ownership. But pay attention. As simple as these look, their hidden math is brutal. Not everyone makes money from them. Only the people who understand the numbers do. On the surface, buy a machine, stock it with snacks, collect the cash. In reality, this is a micro real estate business in disguise. The real profit comes from location: office lobbies, gyms, college corridors, hospital waiting areas, places with foot traffic but no competition. An average machine, if it's in the right spot, can do 15 to 30 transactions a day. Per unit margin is small, 20 to 40 rupees. But once you have 50 machines, it becomes a small logistics empire. The hidden catch? Restocking. This passive business stays passive only as long as someone else is managing the inventory. The day you stop restocking yourself, the margin goes straight into someone else's salary. A coin-operated laundromat looks like something out of the 1990s. Old, dull, unglamorous. But its cash flow model is brutal in its simplicity. Once the machines are installed, the customer washes their own clothes, dries them, folds them. No staff needed. No service delays. The customer supplies their own labor. The owner controls exactly one thing: machine uptime. That's why laundromats are one of the favorite asset classes for banks and real estate investors, because their revenue is predictable, weatherproof, and recession-proof too. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Profit only comes when volume is high. A small laundromat in a low footfall area barely covers the electricity bill. This is perhaps the most invisible, profitable asset class in the world. People take their extra stuff, things they don't need but don't want to throw away either, and store it in someone else's space, paying monthly rent for it. Think about it. You're selling emptiness, an empty room. Nothing built, nothing given, just space provided. Even during the 2008 recession, the self-storage industry remained surprisingly stable, because when people downsize their homes, they need somewhere to put their stuff. The hidden mechanism. Once a storage facility is built, its maintenance cost is minimal, but land cost and initial setup, that's the entry barrier that keeps new players out. This is perhaps the most underrated business on this list. An empty piece of land, nothing built on it at all. Just paint some lines, put up a boom barrier, and you're selling parking space. In cities like New York and Mumbai, some parking lots sit on land so valuable that their per square foot earning is higher than many apartments. Warren Buffett's business partner, Charlie Munger, once said that simple businesses with a moat are the ones that compound over the long term. The moat for parking lots is location scarcity. A city can run out of land. Demand never runs out. This is perhaps the most invisible money machine on the list. Not bank ATMs, privately, independently owned ATMs. These are installed at airports, malls, highways, and remote areas where banks don't find it profitable to place their own machines. The owner earns a small transaction fee on every withdrawal, sometimes 15 rupees, sometimes 20. At a high-traffic location, a single machine can easily do more than 100 transactions a day. But here's the real catch: cash replenishment. Someone has to physically go and refill the cash. The moment the cash runs out, the revenue stops. This business isn't automated. It's semi-automated logistics that looks automated. The coin-operated car wash bays next to diesel-powered petrol pumps. Nobody has ever called them glamorous. But look at the unit economics. Water, a bit of soap, a bit of electricity. The customer does everything else themselves. These businesses invest once in land and equipment, then run on just maintenance cost and for months without any human intervention. The hidden risk: equipment breakdown. The day a machine breaks and repairs take time, revenue is zero for those days. It's passive only as long as the equipment is in perfect condition. A billboard billboard standing by the highway has never directly sold anything to anyone, but it's selling space. It's selling attention. Once the structure is up, monthly renewal is just a matter of finding new advertisers. Physical maintenance is almost zero. This business model is the oldest version of the attention economy, older than social media itself. The only difference is that attention here isn't measured in impressions, but in location and visibility. This is the most unsexy business on this entire list, and that's exactly why it's the most underestimated. Construction sites, events, restaurants, everyone needs waste management. Nobody considers this business glamorous, so competition is low. The cost of a bin is fixed, the rent is recurring, and demand never runs out, because humans will never stop producing waste. Now here's an uncomfortable truth that needs to be said. None of these businesses are passive income the way social media portrays them. To call them accurately, these are low-frequency active businesses. You don't have to work every day, but when you do have to work, it's operational, physical, and logistics heavy. Vending machines need restocking. Laundromat machines need repairs. Parking lots need security management. ATMs need cash refills. The real genius of these businesses isn't that you don't have to do anything. The real genius is that the labor is time flexible. If you don't do it today, you can do it tomorrow. This is urgency-free cash flow, not the Instagram version of passive income, but far more freedom than a traditional 9-to-5 job. All these businesses follow one common pattern: real estate or physical asset ownership plus recurring low-cost usage plus low glamour, therefore low competition. This formula works only as long as the market doesn't get saturated, and that's exactly the risk. As boring business content goes viral, the way this very video is doing right now, more people will enter these spaces. As more people enter, margins compress. Businesses that were once hidden gems turn into saturated commodities. Here's the paradox. The more a business gets shared as a secret advantage, the faster that advantage starts to disappear. So the real question isn't whether these 8 businesses are profitable or not. The real question is, once everyone starts hunting for boring businesses, even boring becomes glamorous. And the moment something becomes glamorous, it loses its biggest asset, its invisibility. So what's the next boring business that no one has noticed yet?